finally got to meet somebody that's been around in the SUP industry for probably as long as I have, if not even a notch longer. And gosh, there is so much to talk about. I have just received finally my print version here of the last magazine, but that's gonna have to wait a little bit. I wanted to pick up a little bit on the Gorge Paddle Challenge from last week, but so much has happened in the last few days that we first kind of have to pay attention to number one. The Euro Tour just announced a tour stop in September in China. So Euro Tour goes China with the Tianfu Greenway SUP race. So I find that kind of interesting. That could be a video in itself. Euro Tour with a tour stop in China, so that's kind of interesting, I feel. You know, PGA Tour USA having a tour stop in Europe, I don't know, that is something, but it's great to see the sport expanding, and particularly China seems to be on the growth there. ISA World Championships, ICF World Championships, China looks like they're making a move there. And the other big thing is Antonio De La Rosa just completed a 77-day journey from the US West Coast to Hawaii on a SUP. We remember Chris Burtish doing this across the Atlantic. So big shout out to this guy. Another great SUP crossing, and I can only, or actually I cannot imagine 77 days by yourself on a board / floating device, paddling and making your way across. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. So big shout out to Antonio. It'd be super cool to have an interview with this guy at some point. That would be epic. Lots of stuff in this magazine as well. We're going to talk about this next week. I have foiling. I have a great interview with Robbie Nash that I'd like to share with you guys. But anyway, the Gorge Paddle Challenge was really great. It was my first time there after 9 years of its existence. I finally made my way to the Gorge. It was a great race. One thing that I noticed over the years with SUP and events all in general is the award ceremony. They tend to be always a little late and a little bit delayed. I've seen it at different events, and always the excitement always seems to be kind of lost at the time when the award ceremonies happens. Maybe people think about putting those awards, I want to say maybe right at the finish line. Right at the finish line, everybody's still hot, everybody's still going, it's a great moment, excitement is in the air. 5 minutes after that, boom, top 5, top 3, make it right there. The spectators are still excited, they're all still there. It's always sad to see the award ceremonies are later on and then half of the people are gone. That's one thing. And another thing that hit me this week was foil racing. I think we are ready for pump course foil races. The talent pool of people that are capable of pumping foils in flat water and dock starts is now, in my opinion, big enough that we should start thinking about incorporating foil pump races on maybe small triangular courses and then grow from there. Let the best 5 guys do it, or however many guys feel they can do it, and start incorporating that. I thought the course race at the Gorge was very exciting. I think another excitement could be you add a foil pump race. So think about it. That is something, in my opinion, that could go somewhere. All right, but now the real reason why I wanted to make this video, what I had planned for this video, was I finally got to meet somebody that's been around in the SUP industry for probably as long as I have, if not even a notch longer. And after 9.5 years or almost 10 years of doing my thing, I finally met the person behind the World Paddle Association. For years I've been wondering about that. For years I've been wondering the world, what's the world about it? The internationality. We've seen WPA logos. I've seen it at the 11 City Tour early on, then it kind of disappeared, then it was kind of like a coming and going, and then I finally got to ask Byron Kurt, a really nice guy, very energetic, what it was all about and how he came about. So that's actually the topic of the SUP talk today, is my interview with him at the Gorge. All right, hey, this is my SUP talk here for this week, and I'm stoked. I'm running into Byron Kurt, a man I've been wanting to meet ever since
2009.
That's where you started with his infamous WPA, World Paddle Association, and today I finally get to find out how does that fit into the grand scheme of things.
So the whole reason, really quickly, is why we started a World Paddle Association is with the start of Battle of Paddle in 2008. There was no rules, no guidelines, no nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing to really kind of mold the sport together. People were still doing results on paper pad and pen, and you only knew the podium winners, but you didn't know where you finished, if you're 15th, 20th, or even last. And it just wasn't fair. So we found a better way with computerized scoring, adapting that into stand-up paddling, put in rules and guidelines to best run races. And while everyone says, why do it have to be rules? Rules are meant to make a sport fair. And that's all it's ever been, and equitable. So that's where it all began, because we were doing stand-up paddle races ourselves, and you never would know the results again unless you were a podium.
Where are you based out of, by the way?
Dana Point, California.
Okay, Dana Point, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And, in my past, I'm a professional surfer, windsurfer, obviously paddler, sailing,
Gotcha.
everything else. So I got it. I understood what the ingredients were to kind of at least build this and put it together. And it's really meant to just help sustain the sport so people could thrive and hopefully keep it going.
So the name kind of implies a very broad spectrum of the world.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
And the paddle and the association, was that just like in the beginning an idea? Or like the name sounds like it sounds like a big name.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And it is a big name, but we didn't want to make ourselves small. We thought big. So what is the biggest name we can get as we grow?
Okay.
So someone takes it or not, and then we can help grow it hopefully worldwide.
Okay.
And that's why we said World Paddle Association.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so where does it fit in with the ISA, the APP? Are you working with these people actively?
Just this year we formed a partnership with APP World Tour, so they can kind of focus more on the world champion, the elite paddlers, and we can continue focusing on the growth of the sport with juniors, open paddlers, and recreation, because that's the growth of the sport, not the pros and not the elites. While it's all great to have them and everything like that, you really got to keep nurturing it from the organic part of the grassroots and grow the sport.
But let me just get something straight. Like an association usually has members, right? That's like a homeowner association.
Yep.
So who are your members? What type of bodies or entities are the members of your association?
Most of them are all just paddlers.
Okay, individuals.
Yep, individuals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, not
individual
groups.
members.
So any groups, that's more of a partnership.
Okay.
So like with APP World Tour.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the member, when you become a member, what's the benefits?
Benefits are just being able to get results, find races, get results, have access to information, discounts on our partnerships and whatnot else. With races, the benefits are, in the very beginning, we talked to the race directors, is we cheap but premium insurance. We provided that. No one else can provide that. And then rules and guidelines to best run a very good race, so everyone has a great experience.
So do you also have your own ranking within the members of your association?
So we do have rankings within that, and that's through Paddle Guru, which is the system that we use and have been running since 2011.
Okay, all clear. Well, thank you. Where can people look up more about it if they want to become a member or
WorldPaddleAssociation.com. It's $10 a year. Very simple, easy. And we also launched our instruction in 2010, so you can become a certified paddle instructor. And there's certain guidelines with it. You got to attend the class, get your CPR first aid certificate, and have insurance. That's the right way to do it and the best way to do it.
Okay, and last but not least, since you've been watching this whole, for as long as probably I have, quick take on the whole drama with ISA, ICF, and the whole association.
Bottom line, everyone's
Jumble.
trying to be the one that take the sport to the Olympics. And I was told a long time ago by a very influential person who put on the 1984 Olympics, and we have him kind of on our invisible staff, that focus on what you're doing and what you do well, and everything will kind of come together. Don't worry about the whole Olympic thing, and that will happen on its own and nurture itself. And yeah, the ICF and ISA, they're trying to be the ones to bring it, you know, to the Olympics. And while I hope, and I don't really care who it is, but I just care that they're doing it for the right reasons.
Okay, yeah, good. Well, very cool. Byron Kerr, the World Paddle Association, finally, after 10 years knowing his label, I finally get to meet him. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Please share this video. It helps me out a ton. Thank you.